Gabriel Davis will be and is the best wide receiver on this corp. Stefon Diggs is nothing. He is nothing this year. Welcome back, you Degenerates, to the second podcast of the day. I'm your host, Mike, with my dear friend, Billy. How you doing?
I'm great, Mike. How you doing?
Joe Green. Swell?
Magnificent.
Oh,
Magnificent.
I'm trying to find a different word, something you should probably do to introduce Billy every week. But
I'm trying to think
the whole season.
I try to learn road cap every day. Today is not going to change. I'm not going to learn shit. We're talking about the AFC East. We got the Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, and the Bills.
Bills.
Starting off, we have the loser Jets, flying high tub. Key additions this year is Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall.
Yep.
Obviously, we're just talking about offense here. Key losses are none because nobody wants anybody on this team.
They didn't lose anybody.
They didn't.
Not showing your bias here at all against the Jets.
Yeah.
I'm a Giant fan. If you
the
didn't
superior
know.
team that plays in the Meadowlands.
Yeah. They pay us rent for you, if you guys don't know.
I don't know. If
Is that true? I thought they co-owned
It's
it.
co-owned.
I was gonna say.
They were
And I'm pretty sure the Jets have been more
The
successful.
stadium before they were paying us rent. Anyway, I think we have to talk about Zach Wilson this year.
Yeah.
We're going to year 2. Is it breakout season? We always see QBs going into year 2. You're expecting a big jump. We obviously can talk about Josh Allen, year 2, bigger jump. Year 3 was his big jump. But what are we expecting from Zach Wilson going into year 2? He has more weapons. He has some tight ends out there. They signed CJ Uzma, who didn't add to the additions. Uzama.
Over 2.
Over 2.
Twice today.
Who I like even more is Tyler Conklin coming from Minnesota.
I thought you were gonna say Conklin. And
I thought he
was gonna
did.
Fucking lose.
I didn't say Conklin. If you want this cock, just ask me.
You got to ask Lynn.
2 tight ends. Now we have something to work with. They have hopefully offensive line if he's not if Mekhi Becton,
Great
name, is under 400 pounds. What are we expecting from Zach Wilson going into year 2?
Hopefully some decent football. There was reports that said that he's improved on his mechanics and this and that. Is a lot of bullshit, if you ask me. He has a stud wide receiver they drafted, Garrett Wilson, at Ohio State. What's his name? Elijah Moore was a stud last year when he was healthy and on the field. There's some weapons. Having Michael Carter not be solely just running and allowing him to catch the ball more in open space while Breece Hall kind of takes more of the rushing workload will really help this offense. Keep him fresher because he's better in the passing game anyway. He's better when he's in open space. There's opportunity.
I have a funny story about Zach Wilson. So a couple weeks ago, my parents saw him out in Montauk.
Oh, wow. Montauk.
Wait, no, but it gets even better.
He stayed at your house?
So, yeah, definitely. So he walks into the bar, and the bartender's wearing a Jets hat. And he goes, "Oh, you must know who I am." The bartender goes, "No, I have no fucking clue who you are." And he's like, "Oh, I'm the quarterback of the Jets."
Who, Mike White?
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's."
He doesn't have a face where you're like, all right.
He
I
does.
don't know. He kind of
He
does.
He's got that New York face, man.
No, like, if you took fucking 30 people at the bar,
That's fair.
College studs.
He's still a young kid.
College studs with a baby face. He has the pop collar. And he's in Montauk with all the rich people. You're not picking him to be the Jets.
I'll be honest with you, I kind of side with the bartender. If I saw Zach Wilson walking down the street, I might not be like, "Oh my God, that's Zach Wilson." I might not even notice it's him.
Yeah.
And same with Daniel Jones. Doesn't have a very distinct face. Same with a bunch of people. There's just people in the league. They're just average looking dudes.
I don't know. Zach
Guess
Wilson.
what?
He's a good looking guy.
He's average.
But
he's an average QB.
But he's he looks like half the assholes who live on Long Island. So
That's
That's
90%.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He
90% of
looks
the
like a
assholes
lax bro who
Yeah.
happens to play football. Yeah.
Your daddy has the money.
who hopefully can play better football. That's what we're hoping
Yeah.
for.
Do you expect it?
There's only up from last year. He was hurt a couple games, and there was a lot of just shit football being played by the Jets. He has a much better receiving core now. You know, I love Garrett Wilson. I think he's a stud. Elijah, I already said everything I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You know, there's opportunity for him to be better. Will he be impactful fantasy-wise as like a person you can draft? Absolutely not.
No.
The team's just not good enough.
The sad part is that for a rookie, he averaged just 6.1 yards per attempt.
Yeah.
And that's just terrible.
Yeah.
As a rookie who's supposedly supposed to have a cannon of an arm, you got to be able to pass it.
He was very inaccurate.
Very inaccurate.
So I feel like he threw a lot of deep balls that just hit the ground. You know.
Yeah, 55% completion rate. It's horrible. We're on an Allen pace right now.
Hey, if he's up to 60 this year,
He's gonna make the jump.
then he's gonna make the Josh Allen jump.
Maybe
That's how that worked. You were like, oh, you can't throw over 60% completion, and then he
Maybe a
did.
good QB.
And you're like,
Yep.
well, he's only threw 60% completion, and then, you know, it's tough, especially playing in New York. It's a tough area. We gave Daniel Jones the benefit of a doubt.
We're gonna give it some time.
Yeah, we're gonna give him the benefit of a doubt. He played at BYU.
The only question is this offensive line is gonna show up? I mean,
Yeah.
They have injuries. Becton is a 400-pound cow.
Yeah.
Hopefully loses some weight. I mean, but they added some offensive line. They added Lincoln Thomason from San Francisco, who's an all-pro guard. They have Tucker, who showed very good flashes last year.
Yeah.
And right now they have Fana at the left tackle based off our depth charts. So Becton's been kicked to the right side. Is that good or bad?
I
don't
think
know.
it's better for him.
He played there basically in college.
He's not high. It's easier to cover that side than the blind side. So, you know, you don't have to be as fast. You can be a little bit fatter.
Mm-hmm. That's something I think we're just going to talk about this in general. We're going to talk. What are we expecting from the rookies? I think mainly we have to talk about Hall. Obviously, we have Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm just personally, I'm big on Hall this year. Regardless if Becton, I'm talking a lot about Becton because I think he plays the key factor into his offense. If Becton, no matter what, as long as he's on the field and he's 400 pounds, he's gonna move the players around. And Hall is one of the best running backs. His stats and the way he ran at the combine projects him as a Barkley type player. Plain and simple.
That's fair.
Based on his body of work and his combine numbers, that's what you're expecting coming in.
Except he can run to the left, but
Hopefully.
no, I've seen it. Breece Hall is by far the best running back in this draft class. I'm not really sure why they did it because they really like Michael Carter, but maybe they're gonna try to do similar to what the Browns did and have one running back, one pass catching. But the problem is Breece Hall can catch the ball too. He's got great hands. It's very strange. It was very strange with that draft pick. I don't hate the draft pick because he's an excellent player. Everything you said I agree with. He's going to be the main running back first and second down.
You said you brought up the Browns and how they did Chubbs and Hunt. I compare it more to the Saints when they had Ingram at his best.
Yeah, and they just
And
got
then they
Kamara.
just Kamara.
Yeah, it's fair.
And I just think it's a little bit reverse where they know Carter is
He's best in the passing.
he's best in the passing game, and they want Hall. They want Hall to be the 15 to 19 per game rusher for them.
My issue with he's going high.
I think fourth round.
Third round. He just keeps creeping up.
Yeah.
And at that, are we really expecting the Jets to be like an 8-8 team where they're going to be in a lot of games and they're going to be running the ball more? I don't know. It's Michael Carter getting drafted like 5 rounds later might be a better value to fantasy owners, But to say that Brees Hall isn't worth owning is just wrong. It's just like where he falls currently is a little too rich for my blood. Where he was going a month ago, in middle of the fourth, end of the fourth, I loved. So just keep an eye on where he goes. I have a feeling he's going to make it to the beginning of the third and then start creeping into that second once everybody gets like accustomed to hearing his name more, and you see some preseason stuff come.
Yeah, that's what I'll be scared of. Right when you actually see him in preseason, I'll be terrified to see where his draft skyrockets.
Yeah, as far as Garrett Wilson goes, his ceiling is it's capped.
Scared.
It's capped because we don't know what we're gonna get from Zach Wilson. I think he's a great player. I think he's athletic, runs great routes, great hands. He's very polished. Like, he was NFL ready last year, so there's no doubt in my mind he's going to make an impact. I have to dive a little bit more as far as where I think he's going to finish, but he's going to be fantasy relevant. It's just where do I risk where he's going? I don't know.
Is he going to get the targets? I know we were talking about like their top target last year was Elijah Moore, who had 77.
Yeah. But like look at this receiving core. Elijah Moore played 11 games. Corey Davis played 9 games. Keelan Cole played 15, which I doubt he was actually there for 15 games.
Crowder 12. Mr.
Barrios is their most consistent guy. Denzel Mims missed 6 games. Nobody was there the whole year for a rookie. That's not good. So you need more consistency with the health. There's opportunity for him to really succeed. Year 1, I'm not so sure.
I'm all aboard the hype train for Garrett Wilson.
How could you not? He's phenomenal, but
we saw him.
Oh, you're not
year.
worried? Yeah, I know. I mean, I also saw Chris Olave catch 3 touchdowns that game, buddy.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's why I'm on the Chris Olave train.
You guys are both on their trains, and I always said it can't. Like when we talk about Olave, I don't see the QB play producing for them fantasy wise, for them to be good.
I trust Jameis more than I trust Zach Wilson.
I can't even say that for myself. I really can't.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Garrett Wilson going like 2 rounds ahead of Olave?
I'll double check.
Because I'm almost positive that's right. And at that point, the value's there for Olave where it's not for Garrett Wilson. Especially in this conference. Very good defenses.
Yes. Yep.
We got, Garrett Wilson's going 108. Chris Olave's going 110.
So it's nothing.
108, 110. Oh,
yeah, it's
overall ADP.
Yeah.
Okay. That's overall. So they're both going 10th.
Okay.
Round.
At that point,
I mean, we're not going to talk about we're not going to argue over 10th round.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm just talking about it.
Listen,
I just don't see those numbers projecting that well when you have these two QBs.
I will say this: every season for the last, I think, 3 or 4 years, I wish I had the stat in front of me. There's been at least 2 rookie wide receivers that have propelled fantasy teams. Last year's Chase and Waddle. I think this class was so talented. We're gonna see at least 1 or 2 guys.
Here's exactly what happened last year. Chase was drafted in the top 5. Waddle was 6, but everybody was like, Chase is by far the better guy. Nobody thought about Waddle. Where was Chase drafted last year?
5th, 6th round. He
5th,
dropped
6th round.
to
Waddle
6 because of the drops.
Yeah, because of the drops, and
Yeah.
everybody was making a big.
But he would have, if he wasn't dropping balls in preseason, he would have been moving
Probably
up.
4th.
When the first rankings came out, he was going in the 4th round.
Yeah, I would say he was 4th round.
Now, who holds the record in the NFL for most rookie catches?
Is it Waddle?
Jalen Waddle.
I was gonna say I thought it was Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. And you got him at a 3-round discount. But at the same time, if the guys go at the same place, it's a little bit different. But I know you're a big Alec Pierce guy. You think he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
I like Alec Pierce more than him because I know the offense is good. I know who the QB is. I'm taking Matt Ryan all day.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Like he
but
says,
the talent is way different.
Like Joe. I know the talent.
There's no comparison.
I know the
how good these players are.
I know the talent is there. I don't know if his surrounding pieces can feed him.
Sure. I'm worried that there's not enough targets for Alec Pierce, whereas Garrett Wilson's going to get all of the targets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm all aboard. If I can grab Garrett Wilson in the 10th round, I will gladly do it.
If Michael Thomas comes back, I will say, if Michael Thomas comes back, I'm Garrett Wilson way before Olave.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Thomas is gonna his ego.
Yeah, I'm not worried as much about like him splitting targets with Landry as I am with Michael Thomas. You know, we can move on.
Talking about Waddle's team, we have the Dolphins next. We have key additions. The biggest trade of the year, one of them. Tyreek Hill goes to the Dolphins. They also signed 9 running backs. Sony Michel, Robert Mustard, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds. They still have
everybody
else
except for Duke Johnson and somebody else.
They
But they still
also-
have
they
Ahmed.
also-
They still have Gaskin. They have legitimate 9 running backs on this team.
They also signed Cedric Wilson Jr. from the Cowboys. What can we expect from Tua with all of this? And that is, I mean, this
Let's take a
for
poll.
both of us, I think this argument is got to be one of the biggest arguments because we're both Tua haters.
Yeah.
But I mean, at
I'm a
least
Tua
I
hater.
have. I've played Tua so much in fantasy wise on my team just because I don't know. I feel like I never had a QB last year, so I just threw him in my team.
You're throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted
with
him-
your team last year. Yes, you were.
I wanted him to do good, and plus I had the Waddle, so I wanted a double stack.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
And now you have probably the biggest game changer at wide receiver. Speed.
we're gonna find out if Tua is actually good at football or not.
See, I think
That like he's got Waddle and he's got Tyreek. If he can't make the playoffs and make an impact in fantasy at this point, he's not a good football player. Do you guys disagree with that?
There's not even a little disagreement.
I don't even think the biggest Tua dick riders would disagree with that.
Not even that. They also
I know some dick riders out there that would agree with that.
I mean, no, I'm saying like even they would have to admit he stinks if he doesn't do.
They'll
like
never-
what's
they'll
your
never
excuse?
admit it.
You can't even say offensive line is bad. They literally signed Armstead from the Saints as
and they
well.
weren't bad last year either.
They weren't bad. They also have Connor Williams, who's going to play center for them. This offensive line should show up.
Yeah. You have Waddle, Tyreek, Cedric Wilson, Trent Sherfield wasn't bad last year. Mike Gesicki, 12 running backs that are all catch the ball except for Sony Michel.
Is this the 3rd-year booster for Tua?
Nah.
We don't usually give boosters to QBs.
They have to show progression, and he hasn't shown any. He's shown the same football back-to-back years.
I will say, this would be the chance to draft him because like this is going to be
still like where he normally goes.
Yeah.
And nobody's caring.
right. Like, but this is the year you'd see the biggest improvement. Like, you're not going to see it next year. If he sucks this year, it's not going to change next year. So like, this is the year to draft him as a flyer if you really wanted to.
I guess. If I might have to. I'd
Like-
pick him off of waivers after the draft.
Like he last year, he only threw for 2,600 yards.
Yeah.
16
but-
touchdowns, 10 interceptions. You like the touchdown to interception ratio, kind of.
He's accurate. He's somewhat
It's not
accurate.
that bad for
He-
QBs out there.
He
It's not great.
refuses to take risks.
He had 16 touchdowns in only 13 games.
That's not good either.
I mean, considering what it's not terrible.
All right, so you give him 24. Say he plays all. You give him 23 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. That's not great. That's not bad.
Not
It's
to mention
mediocre at best.
they have Mike
with the weapons he had around
Gesicki too as there.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's with the weapons you have there, you need to produce, and that's why they brought in my boy Teddy Bridgewater.
He's the worst QB, I think.
No, but he does this.
I
They
know.
bring him in to be like, all right, buddy. Yeah, he's a first round pick. Yeah, he had talent. He just got hurt, and now he can't play football as well. What happened to Drew Lock? They found out Drew Lock sucks. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater.
Drew Lock's about to fucking start.
Drew Lock's about to start for a different team.
Yeah.
You know, they brought Teddy B in there to be like, hey, Tua, let's see what you got. If not, you're out.
Anything less than 28 passing touchdowns from Tua is a failure this year.
Absolutely.
28?
28.
Oh, yeah.
Anything less than
short
that
of
is a failure.
30.
I was going to say 30, but I was like, all right, maybe they won't throw the ball as much. You know,
They're gonna have
Mike
to.
Yeah, but Mike McDaniels comes from that wonky rushing offense.
That's why they signed 9 running backs. And
Yeah, like
Tua's going to disappoint everybody again.
Well, like I think you'll see a lot of easy passes, right? Just like they did with Jimmy Garoppolo, where they make him look respectable, and then twice a game they ask him to make a big boy throw, and he shits his pants on one of the two.
Now, has Jimmy Garoppolo ever been fantasy relevant?
No.
Okay.
But
So
problem solved.
San Francisco also has never had wide receivers like this. You don't say Debo.
Debo,
But Debo's
George
also-
Kittle.
Okay.
Brandon
so,
Ayuk is
so
pretty good.
Yeah,
just plays on a
man.
shitty team.
That's a pretty solid fucking roster.
Nobody is Hill. Debo is majority of his points came like at a running back position last year. And before Debo, the year before, you weren't saying he was good shit.
No, he was never healthy.
Okay, exactly. The year before that, you didn't say he was good shit.
It's just because of his
No,
health, though.
I think he's great.
Okay, so
I
he
always
had-
thought he was good. He just could never stay
Okay,
healthy.
so 1 year you can't go into this year and say, well, you know what? He can miss 5-6 games.
Tyreek missed, 3-4 games last year?
Did
Tyreek
he?
still-
I don't know.
He was on my team.
I don't think he missed 3.
He was out a lot. He made
Tyreek
his play,
was
but
still
not finished.
a top 15 wide receiver easily.
I know he was. He's outside the top 10 for me.
No, he didn't miss a game.
this year-
I
this
don't. This year I do not trust
we're-
Tyreek. I don't trust his nonsense that he's saying. Well, I had 150 yards with Matt Moore. Like, you took a screen to the house with Matt Moore, so that doesn't count.
I hated this trade for me. I mean, I'm a Waddle. I have Waddle. He's one of my keepers.
It doesn't hurt Waddle. It helps Waddle.
You think?
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
it
know.
does. Tyreek is going to demand more.
I don't know
More
if
coverage
there's enough
than Waddle.
balls to go around. Where Waddle was getting 9 attempts per game.
Yeah, and then people are going to catch on to that. And you would have seen Waddle get a lot more double coverage this year.
I think you really have to see how they run their offense. If it's like the 49ers light, where there's a heavy rushing attack, only 2 guys can live in that.
I'm not worried about the rushing attempt.
Are you either one of you guys be willing in regular redraft, not in our league, taking Tyreek at the end of the first, beginning of the second?
No.
Okay, because that's where he's
No.
going.
Yeah, no.
Not doing it.
I'd rather wait for the Waddle.
4 mock drafts between last night and today, and he went ahead of Devontae Adams and all of them.
Well, the dumb people,
crazy.
the dumb people in the
crazy.
world, they hear the headlines,
Yeah, it's crazy.
the sweet talk,
Yeah.
the whisper in the ears.
If you can get Hill anywhere from
End of the second.
end of the second, you feel good. That's like where you start feeling good about it. But anything
I could
earlier
own him
than
again
that,
this year, is what you're saying.
I don't think they're going. All right.
I don't want him anyway.
Someone's
Someone-
stupid.
well,
I don't trust Tua.
differently.
It's a
Everything
name.
is different.
I don't trust Tua.
I'm not touching no running backs here. Not one of them. I'm not going to draft one of them. I'll pick off one
I
of them.
want to see what it looks like. I want to see who gets cut. I want to see a couple preseason games, and then I'll make my assessment. Unfortunately, like, our main draft is way before that, but for other drafts, I want to see what happens first.
I think Sony Michel is the only big running back in this group. I think he's a lock to make the team.
He's bad though.
But there's nobody else there.
No, I don't. I mean, Chase Edmonds.
But he's still. We're talking about real running backs. We're not talking about these little gadget players.
Miles Gaskins.
Raheem Mostert's a real running back.
I think
man.
Gaskins is traded or cut.
But like Raheem Mostert's a real running back, but he was always hurt.
Oh,
Maybe the 49ers curse is gone now that he's out down in Miami, but
They're gonna carry 4 running backs.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
They
I wouldn't be
carried
carried if they
5
carried. Yeah, I was
last
gonna say I wouldn't be shocked if they carried 5.
I'm not touching any of them. They're all on the no touchdown.
The Dolphins, they just no thanks.
I see a lot.
Tua is still quarterback.
I see the
man.
rotation of running backs like Joe Green is saying, where we see like all of them
Yeah.
on the playing field.
I would. You can get Raheem Mostert in the 15th round. I would take a flyer on that.
Oh yeah,
I would take a flyer on
absolutely. He's very fast, very
He
quick.
hasn't played in 2 years.
that. No, he played one game last
played
year.
one game last year.
Oh, he played one game last year.
I think
Hey, listen, that's more than what Deshaun Watson played last year, and yet he's going higher in draft still. Deshaun Watson gonna get suspended for a whole year. He's still going higher in drafts than Raheem Mostert.
Let me see. I want to make sure I was right. Yeah, he played one game.
Yeah, he played one game.
One game got hurt. It was a good game.
He had a great
You
game.
had him, right?
Yeah, he had a great
Yeah,
game. I
he
drafted
had
him
it was
every
like,
year.
It was like 3 quarters. He had great 3 quarters.
No, it wasn't even that. He had 2 attempts for 20 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he
That's
scored a
good.
touchdown on the first try. The second time he touched the ball, he got hurt. That's how that went. He got the ball in the backfield and got hurt.
But I think for the reason of we've seen he's explosive. Like you maybe get 2-3 games.
Chase
from him.
Edmonds is supposed to.
I'd love 2-3 games for Raheem Mostert.
No, what we didn't talk about is the impact of Mike Gesicki in this offense.
It gets lowered because Tyreek's there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he's almost a flyer
Yeah.
at
I
tight
think
end at best.
He's a streaming tight end.
Fantasy wise, he's not going to be there. But I think impact wise for his team, you're going to see those big plays from him.
Yeah.
They're going to be wide
Tua
open.
relied on him
Yeah.
a decent amount. Like
Yeah,
when they
100
needed to
towards
make
the-
a play, they gave him
especially
the ball.
towards the end of the year.
Yeah, when they needed to make a play, they gave him the ball because he's the best playmaker on the team, or was.
Yeah, 112 targets. I mean, he was
You cut that in half.
at very minimum.
Yeah, you're cutting that in half.
Someone's gotta be hurt. That's what I'm saying in this
Well,
offense.
you had Devontae Parker walk out. You had they re-signed Preston Williams, didn't they?
Yeah. Well,
That's Mike's boy.
no, and they signed someone else. I forgot. A
That is my boy.
speedster. Oh my God, who am I missing?
Well, they drafted
Cedric
Eric.
Wilson.
Cedric Wilson. They got from Dallas,
Yeah.
which I still think they
That's why I
made
fucking
that
said.
move prematurely, not knowing that Tyreek Hill was going to hit the market.
Yeah, it was like bang bang.
Yeah, so
You got
yeah.
Lynn Bowden. That's your boy. That's your
Lynn
boy.
Bowden's not even going to be on the roster.
They also drafted a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I have nothing. I have no idea about him.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. And they have Trent Sheffield.
Yeah, I said that before.
He's
Yeah.
the kick returner.
I just think we can all agree Tua's not likely to support 2 top 20 wide receivers.
And then
And the top 10 tight end.
yeah,
Well, definitely not a top 10 tight end with those two. So I think it's like the ceiling is caps.
and
on
then
a lot of
also
these
and
guys.
we're
I
talking about basically every running back being receiver heavy. You got to give them receptions for them to be positive.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
All right, the only way it happens, like Tyreek's gonna make plays. He's gonna get the ball, and that's how he gets the ball and makes plays on his
Screens.
own.
He gets it.
That's how he plays. Where like Waddle needs the volume. Like Tyreek can score 18, 20 fantasy points on 3 catches. It's just type of player he is. So like there's a possibility it happens, but it's slim. It's slim.
I can't wait till we're 6 games into the season and Tyreek Hill has like 10 catches for 200 yards and is screaming for Patrick Mahomes after all the shit he talked all off season.
Yeah.
This is where like it's no longer funny to make fun of Tua right now because it's like so much hate. It's like you gotta wait. You gotta
I
wait.
know. I love the
Wait
hate.
until it's like he's really shit in the bed. Then you can go back to it.
I'm
But
gonna be drafting him.
you're
I-
gonna be drafted.
Don't draft him. I gotta pick him up in
I
free
have to pick
agency,
him.
man. I gotta spend $1 for
I have
him.
to.
I don't root against Tua anymore because I just think,
do.
I mean I know you do. But,
Well, actually, I root against his brother more because he's
I love
Diggs.
his brother.
yeah, the
yeah,
one
the
at
kid from Maryland.
Yeah. But I'm just tired of hearing the Tua fans.
Yeah, but you know
That's
what
all.
I do like there's always been those bad Tua fans, but now Tua is actually talking shit.
Yeah, well
He
that's
looks like
that's
Russell Wilson.
but that's why I'm saying you save
Yeah,
this.
he does look like
Yeah.
his
I was like,
hair's
wait,
curly.
what?
He's like, where's the beard? He's like, all right.
Not that quiet boy
This
no
is either
more.
going to go extremely good or bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You save everything Tua is saying now, and at the end of the year, when they're like 6-11, that's when you unleash.
Oh,
the
listen.
Tua.
You know I save my receipts. I save my receipts. Let's
So-
move on.
Let's move on.
Tua stinks.
Next up, we have the Patriots. Key additions. Tyquan Thornton. I think that's right.
Yes.
Yes, baby. And Devontae Parker, who got traded from Miami to the Patriots.
Yep.
Big year 2 for Matt Jones. This offense is pretty. We're not expecting much. We got to see what Devontae Parker is going to do. Thornton is kind of a burner, coming from Baylor, I believe.
Yes.
He's one
Nelson
of those.
Aguilar.
Yeah,
Ty Montgomery.
a lot of these players are exactly the same.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick
Kobe
Bourne,
Myers.
Nelson, and Tyquan are all pretty much fucking same.
They drafted that Chattanooga lineman. Cole Strange.
I do love Chattanooga. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
his team.
People are roasting him for Strange Cole, but
He's good. Just
Anyway.
not a first-round pick. That's all.
shouldn't be.
No.
But it doesn't matter as long as you get your guy.
That's
And
fair.
that's the Patriot way.
Yeah.
We don't really
Have any idea what's gonna happen?
any idea.
They said that they're gonna unleash the offense this year. Like
Okay.
last year, they said they played it safe with Mac Jones. This year, they're gonna let him unleash the deep ball.
Hey.
I'm
What does that mean?
not
Wait.
optimistic.
Do you know who's the offensive coordinator for this team?
I forget.
I'll tell you.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
Is it Joe Judge? No.
No.
He's
Ew.
defense. No. Who is it?
It's worse. Joe Judge you would have loved Joe Judge if you heard the other name.
I don't think. Wait, did they announce an offensive
Yeah.
coordinator? Who is
Well,
it?
they didn't say
Who
coordinator.
is it?
They said who's calling the offensive plays.
Are you pulling a Windhorse right now?
Yeah. I don't know.
Why is that?
Why-
that was
is
wild.
That was good.
Who
The
is it?
Lions coach, their old defensive coordinator.
He can't be their offensive
Swear to
coordinator.
God, look it up.
Who is it?
He's playing
I
the-
just
I
Googled
forgot
it,
his
and Josh McDaniels still comes up. Who is that?
Who is it?
I don't see it. I don't think they
Patricia.
have an offensive coordinator.
Patricia's there playing the offense, calling the offensive plays.
It says offensive assistant Joe Judge.
Okay, but who's calling the plays
Oh
is
my
Patricia.
God, you're not even kidding. It says Matt Patricia.
They're
is
not throwing the
sharing
ball
duties.
once.
Nope.
Oh God.
It still hasn't been filled. They haven't filled
They're not
the role.
filling the position.
But it's Joe Judge and Matt Patricia
What
will
a
help
shit
out.
combo.
Oh my God.
Like
I said you would like Joe Judge hearing that name.
Now, this goes to the topic I wrote that we wrote no notes for. Is Bill Belichick finally started to lose it?
I
Maybe.
think he started to lose it the last year of Brady.
Yeah, it's not good.
Their offense has consistently gone downhill since like 2016,
I
2017.
mean, they scored last year. They put points on the board somewhat, but like it was dirty and ugly.
It was also like a lot of bad teams they were doing it against too.
You play who's in front of you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say their offense. Like we saw when they played good teams. Like what happened when they played the Bills the 2 times after the game?
I mean, they
won?
ran the ball 51 times and threw the ball once.
Yeah, but then the next 2 times they played them, it was the Bills beat the shit out of them.
The Bills are a way better team, so that's.
But I'm saying that's a good defense. Like they're putting up points against the Jets. They put up 54 against. They put up 50 against the Jaguars. Like the Browns, they put up 45. You know that great Browns defense, Mike.
Get shit on.
Just saying things like that.
Fucker.
Yeah.
Bigger question is who's going to be playing running back as well.
Yeah.
You have good years from Harris. It's probably his best year.
Ramondre Stevenson played real good last year too.
Yeah, towards the end of the year, he got past that fumble woes, and Harris started fumbling, so gave him a shot to play. He almost had 600 yards. Well, he did have 600 yards. Harris almost had 1,000 yards. Guess what? When we all thought everything was good, they drafted another running back, 4th overall.
Before we go any farther, correct me. This font is tiny because Joe Green doesn't know how to copy and paste anything. Does it say 15 touchdowns for Damian Harris? That's crazy.
Typo.
Yeah.
That's wild.
15 touchdowns.
That's wild.
You thought some of that went to Stevenson, but
Yeah. Oh, he had 6 too. So that's
Yeah.
where most of their points came from.
no more Brandon Bolden for this team.
No.
Yes. No, I know
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
I don't.
It was not a
It
question.
wasn't a question.
It was a
It was a
statement.
statement. No,
They still have James White though.
They do have James White.
He's coming back from injury.
He's also
He-
34.
Plans to continue to play.
He has no more kids coming out.
Yeah, I mean, Damian Harris can't catch a football out of the backfield.
Like I said, they drafted a running back in the 4th round, Pierre Strong Jr. Okay. The difference between Pierre Strong, I think he's the opposite of Harris and Stevenson. He's definitely more of a pass catching back. Can we see him being featured? I don't know yet. But like anything, all running backs are on the table when it comes to Bill Belichick. This is why we don't like drafting them. They always go back over years and years and years. We haven't had a running back that we can fully call the starting running back.
Yeah, but there's always been value in the pass catching back
Yep,
for
always.
Bill Belichick. Even Brandon Bolin at times last year.
Yep,
No.
flyer, free agent pickups.
No, it's definitely worth taking note. I don't trust Bill Belichick anymore. I really don't want much to do with this team unless, things go awry and you're like obviously the 2 running backs are definitely worth it. Like, but if you go real running back heavy and we'll talk about it. I might talk about it more. Devontae Parker is a fine pickup. It's not somebody I'm crazy excited about because I just know that I'm not gonna see consistency.
You
At least in my opinion, I'm not gonna see. I'm a big Devontae Parker guy.
That's what I'm
Known
saying.
to be.
Everyone, so many people are high on Devontae Parker. I want to know why. Over the last 6 years, have people even been high on him? His best season, he had 1,200 yards. Barely.
1,200 yards, dude.
But
Of 72 catches.
We're talking barely.
How do you barely get 1,200
He's
yards?
a one-hit wonder. Tell me the last time he had 1,000 yards. He hasn't.
No.
Besides
2019. That's when.
This is only
that's the
season.
only year. That's what my point is.
All right, fair enough.
He's
In
one
7
of the.
seasons.
He's the biggest hyped wide receiver in the last 10 years.
That was who was quarterback in 2019 in Miami?
I want to say it was Fitzpatrick.
Fitz, baby. Fitz magic makes people better.
Because he just fucking throws it.
2020,
And he's
who's the
Brett
quarterback?
Favre. I think Fitz again.
Tua.
No, it was Tua in 2020.
Look at those stats drop. Tua stinks.
Doesn't matter. Look at what about the years before
He,
this?
I will say this.
He always had injuries. Before
I will
that.
give my credit. 7 years of stats we have to look at
Yeah,
Devontae Parker, and
tell
he has
me,
one good season.
He has
That's
only.
fair.
He only has one good season.
and the
not
hype,
great.
the hype train has always been high. Look, he's a first-round draft pick.
That's
I mean,
he's pretty trash.
I don't think it's that. I think he had
Speaking
injuries.
of trash, completely unrelated. I was hearing on the radio today. Paris Campbell's playing football with the ones. That's just completely besides the point. But first round trash.
Completely.
First round trash is just completely
They're
unrelated.
almost the same player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not totally unrelated, but yeah, it is.
I know who I really like Jacoby Myers. I mean, if there's anyone on this team, it's him. In my opinion, he had 126 targets, 83 catches. Obviously, only had 2 touchdowns, but I think that's the one receiver
It took, I think, 15 games to get a touchdown.
It was something
took him like
that.
2 years.
It took him. Well, yeah, it took him 3 years.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
He didn't have it one until last year. But I think he's the one receiver that's really developed a chemistry with Mac Jones that I trust to stay healthy and think he'll put up some numbers. But I don't feel intrigued by many players. Actually, anyone on this offense.
I agree with you on that aspect, but at the same time, both tight ends got hurt.
No, Hunter Henry played all 17 games.
But he was hurt. He was like,
he
really
was
did.
banged up. I mean,
yeah, he probably left the game once or twice.
John,
he
who
was
played
third.
16.
He was third on the team.
they weren't
in
even there.
targets.
You didn't even see them.
I mean, John barely, he just didn't see the field.
I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Hunter Henry was second on the team in targets, not
Yeah.
third. He was definitely on the field all of the time.
He was.
I know he was banged up.
All right, he still had 9 touchdowns and 600 yards.
Yeah,
so.
he was still like a top 7 tight end. So
I'm just saying. Just pulling the stats out for you.
yeah, I mean, you're just.
said they
you're-
played-
I watched the game.
There's
he
no
just wasn't
stats. There's no stats. The stats say you're wrong.
He said they were hurt. They played
He is
almost
hurt.
every game other than
Yeah,
one.
Jonnu Smith missed one game.
Yeah.
I know that because I owned him.
You own Jonnu Smith?
The
A
week
lot
I
of
picked him
people
up the week
did.
he got hurt
Why?
A lot of people.
because I needed a
had
tight
Jonnu.
end. That was right before I picked up Dawson Knox.
Look, Jonnu had
I remember when you traded Johnny Knox in a
Who?
in a
Johnny
fleece.
Knoxville?
Not Johnny Knox.
Johnny Knoxville.
Whatever.
Where
Kevin
are
Knox-
you
whatever
today?
his na- This
All right,
is the second
Batman.
one of the day.
All right, Batman.
Jesus.
At least I'm pronouncing names right today. You can't fucking say nothing today.
Who, me?
No, that guy. He
That
can't,
guy.
You can't take no videos of me.
I actually can take that Johnny Knoxville and the Batman one. That was fantastic.
I didn't say.
All right, Batman.
I don't even know where
He
you
said
got
bad man, but it sounded like Batman.
Can you play the old Batman?
$20 some point this year. He's gonna refer to Rashad Bateman as Batman.
Batman. Rashad Batman.
We should do
Oh,
get a Photoshop of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not really much to say about this.
All right,
team.
let's talk about the Bills Nets. That's your team.
Let's go Bills.
Key additions: James Cook, Jamison Crowder. Key losses: the Mr. Third Down Cole Beasley,
Mr. Anti-Vax.
Mr. Anti-Vax.
A loss that they re-signed Isaiah McKenzie. Damn shame.
I think he's easily filling in for Cole Beasley.
Wow.
Oh, that's crazy talk.
Wow.
Not easily. I'm saying he's gonna take his role.
No.
He's battling with Jameson Crowder.
No.
I don't think
Jamison
Jameson's.
Crowder's
I
taking
don't
that
think he's
spot.
the one.
Yes, he is.
He's not that guy. He's not that guy, pal.
He's taking Cole Beasley's spot,
I've-
but there's
and
somebody else.
I'm the one that's always been Jamison Crowder heavy, especially when he was on the Jets.
Yeah.
He's not that guy.
Wow. Okay, why is that? You just don't.
I just like McKenzie better in his offense. They love him for some
They
odd reason.
don't love him.
No, they do. They keep resigning him.
They keep
definitely
resigning
like
him.
him.
Yeah, to bring back kicks, guys. Where are we?
No, last year he was involved in the offense.
Yeah.
Well, let's double check.
I mean,
that.
2 years ago he had
Let's
5
double
touchdowns.
check that.
Last year.
Oh, these are what? Oh, targets. He had 26 of them last year in 15 games. Yeah, that's real involved,
Yeah, but at the
guys.
end of the year, he gets featured.
The year before he had 5 touchdowns. He also had a lot of rushing attempts.
Listen, you guys are just tooting his horn.
I'm not. Oh,
You guys are really talking about
No.
somebody who I real dislike.
I'm saying I don't think he'll take the slot role. Although I heard he was leader in that clubhouse. That was a report.
That's
But I think Jamison Crowder will ultimately get that slot role because I just don't think he's better than.
Yeah.
I don't think Isaiah McKenzie's better than him.
Listen, there's a 3rd round boost here.
Yeah.
There's definitely a 3rd round boost. I was a year early. I was rooting for a 2nd year boost last year.
Yeah, you were rooting for it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You should have picked up. You should have picked up Gabriel Davis over Bateman. Batman.
Yes, no.
You should have.
There's a 1 and a 2. You know.
Yeah.
I drafted Gabriel Davis in the 8th round last year.
Oh, yeah, so it would have been 8th round. Yeah, it's not worth
You
it.
know, I was all about it. Just a year early. Happens to Mike all the time. Happens to Joe Green.
I've never picked a wide receiver early.
Okay.
I'm always 3, 4 tight ends. I mean, wide receivers in the top 30.
Okay. Anyway.
I have draft picks.
Anyway.
I have draft picks. What do you have? Nothing. Nothing to say to your name. You
Winning
have
record in
nothing.
the last 5 years. So.
Show him the trophy. Put it on the big screen.
Can I get to my point?
What point?
The 3rd round boost.
You can't even say my. Don't say.
So then
boost.
say it.
I'm the 3rd round boost.
Then say it. You didn't
and
do the
Gabriel
work
Davis gets the 3rd round boost.
for it. Thank you.
Now say your stats.
Yeah, my stats. My stats.
I'm giving you credit. You are.
Suck my dick, man.
All right, these are my notes. Please don't read what I wrote. All right.
Yeah, okay. So, like I said, I was big on Gabriel Davis last year. I said it before they signed Emmanuel Sanders. That happened. They pushed him down the depth chart. Understandably, didn't see the field much his rookie year. 2nd year, really thought he was going to come into it. Emmanuel Sanders is gone.
Fuck that guy.
Yep. Cole Beasley, gone. The guy who probably had the longest tenure with Josh Allen.
He's a bitter cock.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking
As far as taking receptions. Now he's number 2 on the depth chart, undoubtedly. There's nobody that's going to question him. He's on the field, starter 100% of the time now. If you include the playoffs last year, he scored 11 touchdowns. 2nd most on the team, which is more than Stefon Diggs. 1 less behind Dawson Knox, who had a crazy season last year. He did all that with an 11% target share. You give him 40, 50 more targets. Now, him being on the field 100%, let's call it 90%. Nobody's ever on the field 100% of the time. To get over 100 targets, I love it. He's lots of loaded wide receiver too. He's still going late in drafts.
What's his ADP?
7th round.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. He's going 76th.
Yeah, I love that. You worried about touchdown regression?
No.
No, you shouldn't be. My boy Josh Allen loves this guy in the red zone.
Well, his rookie year, he had 7 touchdowns. Last year, had 6. I don't think
He averages 6.5 touchdowns in a regular season.
I don't think there's any reason to think there's a touchdown regression coming.
Yeah. Gabriel Davis last year saw 28% of his targets in the red zone. Caught 58% of them. In games where he was targeted 4 times or more, he was tied for 23rd in half-point PPR scoring. That's wide receiver 2. He only had 6 games with 4 more targets. 1 game was against the Jets in crazy wind in December, and nobody caught the ball. I love it. Gabriel Davis, locked and loaded wide receiver 2.
Will you say it?
Can I say it?
Can you say what I'm going to say?
The boost.
Gabriel Davis will be and is the best wide receiver on this corp. Stefon Diggs is nothing. He is nothing this year. Stefon Diggs, nothing. Gabriel Davis here. This is a big year 3. Big year boost. Hear it now. He's get drafted. Draft him ahead of Stefon Diggs. Fuck that bum. That's all I got to say.
That's bold. I'm not going that
You
far.
hear it first here in FFD Degenerates. And I'm the number 1 degenerate. And I'm putting all the chips in.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fucking reach for him. I'll tell you that, buddy.
I'm gonna reach for him.
You said a few weeks ago Stefon Diggs had a down year.
Yes, and
That's you. That's you. That's a dumb thing to say. 103
watching
receptions,
the tape. It shows.
1,225 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's a down season.
For him.
He was the wide receiver 6.
For him, he's a down season.
He's the wide receiver 6.
He was wide receiver 1 last year almost.
Wait, what? A
year
down
before.
season. He had
It was
his
top-
career
just
high
had-
in touchdowns.
In
He-
touchdowns.
Yeah.
It was the second best yards season. I mean, what was down about it?
He's breaking his own records out there, but it's a down year.
His year before was better.
I mean, yes. It was
Yeah, because they threw the ball to Dawson Knoxmore. They spread the offense out a little bit. They got Emmanuel Sanders.
Okay.
Cole Beasley was healthy almost the whole year.
How about this?
They had a full team last year.
This will be another down year for Stefon Diggs because you know why? Davis is there.
I love Gabriel Davis.
All right, so
I wrote like a 3-page article about Gabriel Davis solely about him last year.
all right, write another one when he wins everything.
Nah, I want people to shut the fuck up about him.
No.
I down season for Stefon Diggs. I think that's crazy. Down season.
I've kept this in the back of my head for so long.
We were saying last year, you know what? You should sell him when he has a good couple of games. You don't remember saying that?
I think
Stefon
I
Diggs?
vaguely remember that, but I think
I would have tended to disagree with you. on
I
that.
don't think it's a
we did. We can
down
roll back the tape.
season.
Fucking look back. I'm not looking back. I'm
Maybe
lazy.
it felt like a down season just because the year before was a career season.
Because he had 100.
Exactly. It's
Because
a
he had
down season.
103
If you
receptions.
go from a career year and then you have down, that's a down season.
I mean, yeah, but
He averaged 72 yards a game.
That's down.
That's down. That's a minimum of probably. I'm assuming he caught 7 balls for 10 yards because his average is what 11.9, 6-7 balls. That's double. That's 14 points without it, excluding touchdowns. That's an average of 14 points, and that's almost a touchdown a game. So that's what almost 20 points a game. I'm assuming his average is what 18.4 a game.
Do the math.
I just did the math in my head.
you're talking about how many
Full point PPR points per game. Stefon Diggs off the top of the dome. I'm going 18.4. It might be 18.1.
Probably
I don't even know where to
16.7.
find that stat.
Just go to no free plugs, Fantasy Pros, and then just go to them, and then just go to PPR and go points per game.
Why are we
Very
paying
simple.
you people? Why
Listen,
ads?
because this isn't
The
my
free
stat.
ads.
It's you saying Stefon Diggs is gonna have a down
No,
year. It's just
I
fucking
no.
stupid.
I said
It's
Davis
stupid. I
is
love.
gonna have a better year than Stefon Diggs.
No,
I said it. You don't have to say shit.
you're just wrong.
Okay.
Okay. The same guy says Isaiah McKenzie is gonna
No,
play
I
the
said
slot. It's just fucking stupid.
Davis.
It's stupid.
Davis is gonna have a better year than Stefon Diggs.
I don't know how this is possible. It says he averaged. Oh, this is standard. It said he averaged 10.3. I was like, that
Standard,
makes no
yeah.
sense. That's standard.
Okay, that's 10.
16.8.
I said
16.8.
16.8.
That's fair.
I said 16.4.
Are you not
mean-
happy with an average of just under 17 points a game?
He finished
I
7th.
didn't say.
He finished 7th.
You guys are
Wide
bringing.
receiver 7.
you
It's
guys
a
are-
down here.
You guys are bringing up the fact that I said whatever was on the down
Debo
year.
played out of his mind last year.
Yeah.
Jamar
What are you-
Chase played
I'm
out
not
of his
arguing
mind
with
last
anything
year.
you're saying.
It was,
So, like-
it was 9th best per game, by the way.
I'm telling you, I think
ninth best per game
Davis
on
is
an
gonna be
average.
better.
On an average.
I'm saying Gabriel Davis is gonna be better.
So you're telling me that Gabriel Davis is going to get 100 more targets this year than he did last year?
Just watch.
That's what you had to tell me.
I feel like the AFC championship or AFC semifinal game was just last week. The way you're talking about Gabriel Davis,
Yeah.
like you saw the
It's
4
still
touchdowns.
there.
Listen,
It's still
I
in
saw
here.
this the
It's still
playoffs
in here.
before when they did the same thing.
Still in here.
When it gets cold, they throw it to the big boy.
I'm actually shocked Davis doesn't go higher just because of that game. Like I feel like he would be going in the 5th round based on that game.
Yeah. Listen, Mike, at
He's
the
gonna
end of the
see
day, we're both on the
he's
same
gonna see
page.
120 targets. this
That's
year.
fair. Sure.
I'm
You
re-
had
I have Stefon Diggs.
you had 190 targets walk out the door.
Yeah, he's about to see double.
Stefon Diggs is still getting the same amount of targets as he was there last year.
I'm gonna laugh if Gabriel only sees
Don't-
like 80
don't
targets.
you dare.
And like
Mm-mm.
just
That's
ends
not-
up being.
He's still gonna have 15 touchdowns.
Nah, he's number. I can't say. I don't know if right now. I have to see the list. He's
can only say-
one or
can say number
two.
one.
He's either 1 or 2 in the big 3rd-year boost.
Yeah,
I need
waiting
a
for this
full
episode.
list of 3rd-year boosts.
I have
and
to
the
make that. I
rankings.
will give you a 3rd-year boost.
I need
Gabriel
the-
Davis is number 1 on my list for that,
I can't. I just don't want to
For
say
sure.
it because I haven't seen the whole list.
and he has to wait till after our draft to make it.
yeah. Because that's basically
This whole team.
that's basically how I draft based off wide receivers.
my
So.
third-year boost team.
I hate to play devil's advocate. I'm just curious to see if he really has that big of a year because Josh Allen's never had two guys go for 1,000. I know he's only played 4 seasons, so it's not really fair to say that.
Getting
but
better and better every year.
yeah, I'm just curious to see if this is the year he finally has 2 receivers crack the 1,000-yard marker. I'm probably not as high as you guys are. Like you guys sound like you draft him in the 4th round.
I
That's
don't
his,
want it.
that's his
I'm
ceiling.
gonna have
Yeah.
to.
That's his ceiling.
That's definitely his ceiling. Yeah, the way you talked about him, you might as well. But
Think about it. You give Cole Beasley 112 targets. He's running 6 yards.
Yeah.
You give Gabriel Davis 112 targets. He's scoring touchdowns.
He's averaging 15.7 yards per
Yeah.
reception, compared to Beasley's is 8.5.
I believe it was top 10, and I was gonna say I think it was 7th or 8th best yards per
Yeah.
reception, but I don't want to be wrong, so I know it was top 10.
He's definitely top 10.
Over 50 targets. So
I'm just curious to see if he sees over like 110 targets. He had 63 last year, so that's a huge change. Like that's a huge boost in targets.
boost.
I think it's simple fact that he's going to because they don't have Sanders
And you guys are talking about
and
Isaiah
they don't have Beasley.
No, Isaiah McKenzie.
That's his no, but think about it. That's his competition for the other outside spot.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's
Like
just,
there's no competition there.
no,
there's no
it's just
competition.
Crowder for the slot and
It's Crowder's in the slot, and then Isaiah McKenzie's back to doing punt return.
probably.
This is crazy.
I think I doubt it ever happens, but the only reason why I don't see him getting 100, if he doesn't get 120 targets, is if somehow they turn into more of a running
I don't
team.
think that'll ever
And I
be
don't
the
see it
case.
with James Cook.
Also, we're forgetting about Jake Kumaro. Come on, guys.
I do like him.
I almost brought
has
it
a
up,
great
and
name.
that just like
He has the hair, right?
yeah, he's got the hair.
He got
I don't know
the
if he
hair.
still does, but he had the hair.
He used to be the Green Bay wide receiver, right?
Yeah, with the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if somebody goes down, like say Crowder goes down, that's a very interesting pickup.
I don't know if I could start talking about Jake.
No, just like that's a little preview for when Jameson Crowder misses 3 games with like a sore knee.
Always happens.
You guys think James Cook will be the answer to the Bills' running back woes?
No, because like I in my position, I say I don't see them giving the ball 12 to 15 times to him.
Possible. He's better. He's way better. He's already ahead of the depth chart than fucking Zach Moss. That guy's a bum.
He's gonna get cut, Zach Moss.
Yeah.
Cut or trade him.
I think he's a better running back than Devin Singletary. I did not watch an insane amount of James Cook. I don't know how well he can catch the ball, but he's a bigger back. He has a nose for the end zone. So
My only argument is
red zone goes to him, and he will score touchdowns.
Not a big reception back.
Well, they didn't
But
do it. They didn't do it at Georgia.
Yeah, he went to
True.
Georgia. They don't.
My only argument here is that for once, Devin Singletary started to pick it up towards the end of the year.
Yep.
That's my only argument, is that he's actually showed something. He showed. He played off. I could easily see the 1-2 punch. They're pretty similar in all honesty. You're saying he's a little bit. He's taller, but body wise, shape wise, they're very similar.
He's more physical. He's
Yeah.
more physical back.
Absolutely.
So, like you can look at identical.
Yeah.
Like James Cook is a more physical back than his brother Dalvin Cook. Dalvin
don't
Cook
know.
is better at cutting.
I don't think that at all.
Yeah, no, he's better receiver. Like it's different. They play a different style of game.
Yeah.
They can look identical. Doesn't mean anything.
What's his ADP? Cooks.
Let me double check real quick.
110.
You wrote 100.
It's definitely.
I wrote
it's,
it. I wrote
it's
it.
114.
How do you write the wrong ADP?
It could change
No, it's-
since he.
Since
I
last
wrote-
night?
No.
Is it 35th running back?
Probably.
I wrote this 2 days ago.
It
I'd
says he's 42nd.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine says 35th. I don't know where you're on.
Right now, just Fantasy Pros, but just right
Mine's
now,
all sleepers.
reports have Singletary as a starter currently. They said he's the
Yeah.
lead back.
Yeah.
That's why Cook is going as late as he is still.
Yeah. I'm waiting.
I
Cook is interesting.
think this is like kind of how we viewed Michael Carter going into last year. where they're like
They had Tevin Coleman. And then
Coleman.
That's a decent comparison.
I think that's honestly what I'm gonna think about it. You're gonna pick him up, you're gonna draft him, and then you're gonna have to wait 4 or 5 games.
Honestly, I think it comes down to this for me, especially when it comes to running backs and when they're on good offenses. Who's more talented? Is it James Cook or is it Devin Singletary? And whoever's more talented is gonna end up seeing the field more.
James Cook
And whoever pass
will
protects.
get more red zone work. Does that help? Because you have Josh Allen, you have Dawson Knox, you have Gabriel Davis, red zone king. I don't know.
I think it comes
That's
down to
been
pass
Zach Moss's
protection.
problem. He's like, yeah, he could get red zone work, but like you're not doing anything with it because you're not getting the ball.
It's funny, although James Cook didn't have like crazy reception numbers, I'm looking at his highlights. He catches the ball a lot. His catches are big, impactful catches.
Yeah, they just didn't do it.
They just didn't do it a lot. Like he
caught a great catch in the championship game.
Yeah,
right down the sideline.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see,
I mean, he definitely could catch the ball.
It was never been an argument that he can't catch. It's just they know he can catch.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. I just don't know that the Bills run the ball enough.
I agree.
They've never ran it. I think this is 4 years in a row. They haven't had a running back with over 200 carries. Yeah, no,
it was
I don't.
close this year though. Yeah,
What was it?
Singletary 188.
Oh, okay. That's the most they've had in years.
That's because they stuck to one running back.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, other than that,
it's like
I can't even remember the last time I had a good running back.
LaShavy McCoy. It's probably LaShawn.
OJ.
LaShawn. Yeah, OJ.
Shout out to OJ.
No, LaShawn had a few good seasons.
I was
in
thinking about
Buffalo.
like Lynch.
Yeah,
Marshawn.
I forgot McCoy was traded there.
They also had.
That's one of the worst.
They also
trades
had
of
Fred
all
Jackson.
time, so
It was really bad.
Fred Jackson, you know.
Fred Jackson, he's
C.J. Spiller for one season.
he's another running back that injury prone.
I mean, he's gone now, so you don't have to worry about him.
But that's a wrap.
Anything else?
Yeah, Gabriel Davis, 30-year boost.
30-year boost. Like, follow, subscribe. Keep an eye out for Listener League stuff.
Yep.
We don't have an exact date yet, but we'll get a graphic up because Mr. Joe Green's great at his job, right, Mr. Joe Green?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's
Graphics.
fucking lying right through his teeth.
Win yourself a free jersey if you beat us.
Yep.
A bunch with other things we'll include in the package.
Yeah. Like, follow, subscribe. All the links are below, hopefully, right, Mr. Joe Green? Thank you.
Yes.
Smooches.
Smooches.